today about two particular problems. So they are, the first one we're going to talk about is separation problems and separation anxiety. And the second one I'm going to talk about is frustration-based reactivity. There's so many reasons for reactivity, and I'll touch on that. But the one we're going to focus on today particularly is around frustration. So they're both huge topics in themselves, to be honest, but both of them are likely to become more common as we move out of lockdown to whatever normal is going to be, because none of us really know that at the moment. But for each of these things, I'll be giving you 3 tips to try and prevent the problems. And also they'll help you deal with it if you're already noticing the signs of these things in your dogs. I've heard from some of you about the things you want help with, because I did ask the question in the Facebook group, and I've been talking to people I know and that I've met, and anybody I find actually. I've been boring them silly asking about problems. By the booking forms, the Facebook groups, we found out quite a lot of problems, and you've mentioned a few that we're going to try and help you with over the week. They're not all going to be today, but quite a lot of you want help with stopping barking at visitors and passerbys, neighbours' dogs, children, whatever. Claire will be talking about that on Thursday. Help with jumping up, barking, pulling on other dogs, pulling towards other dogs and pulling on lead. I'll be talking about that a little bit today, and both the other two will talk about those things as well in the next 2 days, Sarah and Karen. And following you everywhere, whining and demanding attention. That's one of the big ones I'm going to be talking about in terms of separation problems today. And finally, a lot of people wanting help with their new puppies, because there's been a lot of people buying puppies over the last few months, and Karen is the expert on that, and she'll be talking about those in particular on Wednesday night. Sarah's our expert on multi-dog issues, and she'll be talking tomorrow night, so don't miss any of these talks because they're going to be good. So what I'll be covering today is I'm going to look at what behaviour changes lockdown has caused, because my interest is dog behaviour. I'm just a behaviourist through and through, love watching dogs all the time. And I want to talk about the behaviour changes there, both in the dogs and in the humans actually. And the 2 main areas of concern, as I've mentioned, separation problems and frustration-based reactivity. Becoming bold and begging for food, demanding attention if they're ignored, being twitchy and reactive and unable to settle. Anxious dogs have become more anxious and fears have become heightened. Some dogs have developed new fears, such as not understanding why normally busy places are quiet and deserted now. That some of them are developing obsessions, such as going out into the garden, constantly going in and out. And we've also, some of them have noticed some grumpiness. That could well be from lack of sleep, as we've just discussed. So other things that people have noticed, they have noticed that their dogs are starting to follow them everywhere in the house, that there's more barking and whining and howling than usual. Some dogs have got excess energy, wanting more and more toy play. Again, could be sleep related. Some dogs are chewing things they've previously ignored. Last week, I was on a call, we were doing a class online, and I heard chewing noises and couldn't think what it was. And he'd actually chewed up my wooden doorstop, and he's never shown any interest in it before. And he's not chewed anything in the house since he was a puppy, and he's now nearly 8. So I was not amused. But there you go, it's an example. A lot of people have noticed increased reactivity to a whole range of things. And several people have noticed increasing frustration in their dogs because they're not allowed to meet and greet people or other dogs. So you might have, I don't know, the dog gets really excited because you've gone out in the car. Then you get someone, you throw a ball for them. Then they charge around after a ball for ages or something, I don't know. And then they see a dog and they didn't like it and had a little bit of, oh, I don't know what that is. And then they see the next dog and they have the big reaction. And thank you all for coming. It's been great to see so many people on this call. That's fantastic. This is only the first of the whole week. You've got 3 more wonderful talks by my fabulous colleagues, which are going to be even better than this. And then we've got the live lounge on Friday, and I'll be back then. So if you've got any other questions on this or anything else you want to ask, I will see you on Friday.